What makes the VB-2 Waza so special? Let's investigate. First guitar, G&L Legacy Spirit into the DoD Looking Glass into the VB-2 with a slowish rate medium depth setting with a final stop into the Caroline Meteor Sports Reverb. Then for those warbly arpeggios, same gear, different settings. And finally, for the lead guitar, I kept it in the Spirit, but I switched the pedal over to unlatch mode so that I could get some momentary vibrato effect. Like most modulation effects, the VB-2 features controls for rate and depth. So let's start there. A vibrato effect moves the pitch up and down, and we can do this without a pedal at all by modulating the tension of our guitar strings. And we do that when we're playing by using the tremolo. Or maybe we do a little bendy on the fretboard. We can even do a behind the bridge or behind the nut kind of thing. Or if you want to live dangerously, we can flex the whole guitar a little bit. Actually, you know what? Don't do that. That's not great for the guitar at all. In digital applications, vibrato can be created by just pitch shifting up and down over and over again. In certain phase-based vibrato effects, the feeling of vibrato is created by trading off high-pass frequencies and low-pass frequencies. A delay-based pitch vibrato, like the VB-2, does it by building up a short buffer in a delay, like single-digit milliseconds, and then oscillating that delay time back and forth. We don't notice that delay by itself, but we do notice when the delay time is being changed because that motion is what affects the pitch. Moving right along, I've seen people explain the rise time knob poorly, so I'm going to try my best here. In latch and unlatch modes, the pedal is always engaged. Turning it off only means that the depth of the oscillation is brought down to 0. The rise time knob is there so that we can have the depth come in gradually instead of full depth right away. We just saw the latch mode, where pressing the pedal turns it on and off, like most pedals. In unlatch mode, that turns it into a momentary effect. In bypass mode, off means off. We go around the delay, so the circuitry won't color our tone at all, but it also means we won't get that smooth start that we do when we use the rise knob in the latch and unlatch modes. The original VB2s could be a little bit noisy with those old Bucket Brigade circuits, with hiss and clock noise. It's not much of an issue on the Waza version, though. Riveting stuff, I know. On the right side, there's a jack for an expression pedal, and we can use this to control the depth remotely. And if you can make room in your gear for that, definitely do it, because this is my favorite way of driving the VB2. And finally, because this is a Waza pedal, it's got a little toggle switch down here to go between the classic VB2 mode and a new custom mode, where in addition to the pitch, it's also going to modulate the frequency response. So kind of like a little bit of that phase-based vibrato mix in there as well. So what makes this pedal so special? To me, there's just something natural and authentic and fluid about the way that the VB2 bends pitch that I haven't found on any other pedal. A good portion of that sound can be attributed to the pedal's LFO circuit, which is covered in extensive detail over at stompboxelectronics.com on the VB2 LFO circuit page. I've got a link to this down in the description. It gets into a lot of the detail that I know my viewers will be very interested in. Thank you, Dominic, for your extensive research and writing there. You probably know that chorus is essentially just vibrato plus the original signal mixed back in. And a lot of chorus pedals even have a vibrato mode, which just mutes the dry signal in the mix, giving you essentially a second effect. The Walrus Audio Julia actually has a knob over here so you can fine-tune that blend. The BBE Mindbender, another chorus vibrato combination pedal, even says right in its manual that its vibrato mode is patterned after the VB2. Now, it's definitely not the same, but I'm sure a lot of people will hear that and say, hey, you know what? I actually kind of like the sound of that one. And you can buy 4 of these for the price of one of these. Saving money and getting a chorus mode in there as a bonus, we don't have to wait for someone to come along and tell us that a pedal is a great value. Go with what you like. Of course, people are going to chime in right now and say, well, you don't need the VB2 because the Behringer UV300 is an exact clone for $30. And sure, okay. I have my own thoughts on that kind of stuff, and I'll save them for a rainy day. All right? Here's what I will say. Years ago, I was out at an open mic in Woodstock, and there was this guitarist with a big honkin' custom hand-built semi-hollow body thing going into an old Silverface Fender Champ with a VB-2 in between him. And his playing was just incredible all by itself. He didn't need pedals. Just super expressive and soulful. And every once in a while, he would just step on that pedal, and honestly, it just felt like the room stopped and took a breath. I'll never forget that feeling. It was incredible. And of course, it really made me want a VB2 of my own, but vintage pedals have vintage prices. So I put that dream on hold, but just a few weeks later, the Waza version came out, and I'll never play like that guitarist, but this definitely gets me that feeling that I was after. I'm going to be real honest. It took me a really long time and several false starts to come up with that opening demo jam, but I'm really proud of it because it would have been really easy to just do a bunch of simple chords and some generic blues noodling and then watch the pitch go up and down a little bit, but I don't think that would really show off what this pedal can do. So I'm really proud of that song. If you like it, let me know so I feel a little bit better. What really helped was when I started adding in a little bit of overdrive. And when I loosened up my playing a little bit, a little less stiff, and especially once I added in the Meteor Sports reverb. This really brought it all together. But it really is all about exploration and creating new things. So I hope you enjoy that. And if you're after the VB2 or any piece of gear really, please use my Zounds link down in the video description. That helps me out tremendously. Behind the scenes, I'm working on so much more stuff. We will definitely get Vito back on for an appearance very soon. So definitely stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one.